Hi, it's Lucy, and today I'm here to do my NEWTs TBR. This is one of the most exciting readathons. If you don't know what the NEWTs are, I will leave more information about it down below. Specifically G from Book Roast channel, who explains all of it and created all of this glorious Harry Potter readathon. But basically, this is the second part to a mostly two-part readathon. There was the Owls, which I took part in May and succeeded. I won the readathon, if I may say so myself, and I will say so myself. So I'm taking part in the second part to get my NEWTs and then become a wizarding professional. And the profession that I chose in the Owls and I decided to stick with in the NEWTs is a ministry worker. And in the NEWTs you pick a department to be a part of, and so I have chosen to be a ministry worker in the Department of Magical Incidents and Catastrophes. It's magical accidents, but whatever. To be a ministry worker in the Department of Magical Accidents, I said it wrong before, and Catastrophes, I need to complete 8 books, complete 8 challenges. Yes, I don't know why I had to think about that. I'm getting rid of this. This is my Harry Potter paraphernalia that's getting caught in my hair. I still need to eat this. In theory, I've added a couple of extra challenges for myself. In case I wanted to work for the Department of Mysteries, there are extra challenges on top of that. To work for the Department of Mysteries, you just need O's in 4 subjects, and I'm working on 4 subjects, so I just made the 2 subjects I wasn't trying to get O's on. I planned for books for that, if that made any sense. So the NEWTs are a bit different from the Owls. In the Owls, for each subject, you just read 1 book, but for the NEWTs, you have to read a book for each grade you get. The passing grades in the Harry Potter universe are A, E, or O, and so there's a challenge for each of those grades. Like I mentioned, I will be taking the NEWTs in 4 subjects, and those subjects are Charms, Potions, Defense Against the Dark Arts, and Transfiguration. And so I will just go through each subject and tell you what I'm reading for each grade. This also doubles as my August TBR because the NEWTs is a month-long readathon, and the bare minimum I have to read 8 books, which is generally my average number of books read in a month anyway, so this will probably be all the books I read in a month. But also, this TBR is subject to change, as all of my TBRs are. Just a side note, but I did talk about this in my June wrap-up that I just posted, because who posts things on time? Not me. But I am now a Book of the Month affiliate, so there is a link down below if you want to join Book of the Month. And if you use my link and use the code, I do get a kickback, and that's what affiliation means. So I would really appreciate if you've ever considered using Book of the Month that you use my link. And I'm sorry this sounds like an ad or something. This is also not sponsored. They don't pay me to tell you about it. I only get any money if you actually order from Book of the Month. So with that out of the way, into the books I'm planning to read. So the first subject I'm doing, like I mentioned, is Charms. So to get an acceptable in Charms, the challenge is to read a book with a beautiful cover. And for this, I will be reading Kingdom of Souls by Rena Barron. This has actually already gotten a new cover, even though it's not out yet. I'll put the new cover on the screen, and I really like that cover. I kind of like it more than this one, but this one is also pretty cool looking. I just think it's like really powerful, so it's a beautiful cover. I actually unboxed me getting the arc of this book in my biannual Bibliothon vlog, so if you're interested, head over there. I'm not sure if it's out yet, but if it is, head over there. This is a fantasy book inspired by the author's West African heritage, and this follows the main character who's from a powerful family of witch doctors, but she herself has not exhibited any powers. And then something's going on in her kingdom where children begin to vanish, and so the main character is trying to figure out what's going on with that, and she might have to make like a huge sacrifice in order to help and save the world. And yeah, we love saving the world. The Exceeds Expectations challenge for Charms is to read a manga, graphic novel, or comic book. And for this, I will be reading Paper Girls Volumes 1 and 2. Even though this only asks for 1 book, I need to read Volume 1 to read Volume 2 because I read Volume 1 multiple years ago, and I just don't remember enough to read Volume 2, so I'm just combining them together. They're graphic novels. It shouldn't take me that long. And you might remember this from my biannual Bibliothon TBR, so clearly, spoiler, I didn't read it during that. And for the Upstanding Grade, you need to read a paperback. And so for this, I will be reading Adulting, How to Become a Grown-Up in 535 Easy-ish Steps. This is the updated edition, that's why it's like crossed out like that. I guess there was another book like this. I don't know. I like to read books about getting your life together as an adult because I'm newly an adult, and so I want to read this. Also forgot to mention in the beginning of this video, for this readathon you were not supposed to combine challenges, so I didn't in this TBR, but it's definitely possible that I will do it during the month, and who's gonna fight me? Now for the challenges for Defense Against the Dark Arts. For the acceptable grade, you need to read a book that's black under the dust jacket, and for this I will be reading Dear Haiti, Love Elaine by Micah Moulet and Maritza Moulet. As you can see, I don't have a physical copy of this book, but I'm making an assumption as most hardcover books have a black hardcover. I'm just making an assumption. The book's not out yet. Let me have this. I need to get my arcs read. So this follows a Haitian American girl who ends up getting in a lot of trouble. So her parents send her on a volunteer trip to Haiti so that she can, like, I don't know, learn her lesson, something. As a Haitian American girl, I look forward to this book, so I'm gonna read it and we'll report back. So the next two grades are only if I decide to go for the Department of Mystery, so these will definitely be read towards the end of the month at least, if I do try them, but I am gonna just say what I'm trying to read for the E and O in the Defense Against the Dark Arts. So for E, the prompt is the first book you remembered from your TBR, Becoming by Michelle Obama. Yes, I picked a super thick book for a readathon. I don't know why I did that, but I did. I do really want to read this, and this is like an extra, so I will have time to read it. Not have time, but like I won't get to this unless I've completed all the challenges to at least become a member of the Department of Magical Accidents and Catastrophes. So I don't feel that bad. That is really thick. And the outstanding challenge is to read a book written by an author from England or that is set in England. And so I will be reading Heart and Hustle by Patricia Bright. Patricia Bright is a YouTuber. I watch her YouTube channel and I enjoy it. So she wrote a book, a YouTuber book, and I'm gonna read it. That's the end. It's a memoir kind of thing, as most YouTuber books are, but I tend to enjoy those, so I'm looking forward to it. Now for the challenges for potions. To get an acceptable grade, you need to read your friend's favorite book. And this one is a cheat because I didn't ask any of my friends their favorite book because I didn't want to risk the chance that it wasn't already on my TBR, like my general TBR. So I just chose a book that I'm sure is someone's favorite book. And The World is My Friend. That's a lie. But if this is your favorite book, then you're my friend automatically. So the book is Second Chance Summer by Morgan Matson. And what is this even about? So in this book, the main character's father gets some terrible news, and I think he's like terminally ill is the implication here, at least on the back cover. So her whole family goes to their old lake house in order to, I don't know, just like not celebrate for one last good summer. And it's about the main character dealing with like her grief and her memories of being at the lake house when she was younger. And it sounds like a good book. I like Morgan Matson, so I'm looking forward to reading this. And if this is your favorite book, be friends now. The next two challenges, similarly to Defense Against the Dark Arts, are just so I could try to be a member of Department of Mysteries, but I'm not really trying, but I'm just gonna say the challenges here. So for Exceeds Expectations in potions, you need to read a book with a cover in your Hogwarts house color. You Know Me Well by Nina LaCour and David Leviathan. This has blue on the cover. I'm a Ravenclaw. I'm not wearing any blue or any Ravenclaw paraphernalia, but my Harry Potter is Ravenclaw, so there. And for the outstanding grade, you need to read a book that starts with a prologue. A Blade So Black by L.L. McKinney. I've started this book and then I had to put it down because it had to go back to the library, but I want to reread it. Not reread it, but finish reading it. I'm pretty sure this started with a prologue. Otherwise, I am cheating once again. The last subject I'm aiming to complete is Transfiguration. For the acceptable grade, you need to read a book with LGBTQIA+ representation. And for this, I will be reading What If It's Us by Becky Albertelli and David Leviathan. This is about two guys who have a meet cute, and then it's what happens after the meet cute. For Exceeds Expectations, you need to read a book that's not the first in a series. So I picked two books for this, and it just depends on how I'm feeling. So the first book is The Dream Thieves by Maggie Stiefvater. This is the second book in the Raven Cycle series. I'm supposed to read this in June. It's now August. We'll pretend that didn't happen. I swear, I really am beholden to you guys. It just hasn't happened. I don't know why. And my second option for this challenge is Kingsbane by Claire Legrand. This is the second book in the Furyborn. I think it's going to be a trilogy. I read the first book last year, and enjoyed it, so I'm looking forward to the second book. And the last challenge, the challenge for getting an outstanding in Transfiguration, to read a book over 500 pages, and for this I have chosen A Gathering of Shadows by V.E. Schwab. I read the first book, A Darker Shade of Magic, a few years ago now. Honestly, I probably should reread that book, but I'm not going to. So I'm just going to continue on in the series. It's about time. Hopefully I get to it. Those are all the books on my NEWTs TBR. Did you hear my ankle crack? But yeah, that's it for my NEWTs TBR. Thank you so much for watching. In the comments down below, let me know if you are taking part in the NEWTs and what your TBR is. How excited are you? I'm really excited. Also, let me know what your Hogwarts house is. I just want to know. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to my channel because I make more videos where I talk about books, and hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time I post a video, and comment first on one of my videos. I've never had anyone do that, so if you did that, that'd be really cool, and I'd send you like 20 million internet cookies. I can't really send you cookies. Again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye. And my profession. For Exceeds Expectations, you need to read a book that's not the first in a series. Oh my god, what if I never pressed record?